What is up, guys? Joe Pryor Rice here once again, and today I'll be giving my brief thoughts on the Revelry, how I think it went as an event as a whole, what Bungie got right, what they can improve on in the future, in my opinion, for events down the line, and the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything in between. So I'm going to jump right into it, but if you like the video, please like or subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting this channel. Now, I think the Revelry was a lot of fun, especially in PvE. This was something that I really enjoyed, mixing up the sandbox within a season. I think it can get really boring playing old raids and strikes and reckoning and everything that you just kind of play repeatedly from time to time. Even your forges and some other things to go back and do that are not always the most entertaining. You're just kind of grinding it over and over again. So having an event where you can kind of mix it up and go grenades only, melee only, or just use class abilities to really take advantage of it, I think was really fun idea, and I really liked it for PvE. Now, PvP was a little bit different of a story simply because grenade spam can get annoying, and I get that. I still had a lot of fun within PvP trying new things. Now, one of the things I really liked in both PvE and PvP was trying new exotics that I just hadn't tried before. Combinations I wasn't used to using, such as the Ashen Wake on my Titan. I use that a lot in PvE especially, and I really had a good time with it. So those are the kinds of things that I think the Revelry got really right. Again, should it have been in Comp and Iron Banner? Probably not. I think that's really where the mistake was, putting in some things that maybe shouldn't have belonged. Even quick play I think was fine to have it in, just because it's about having fun, and I definitely enjoyed myself within Destiny this past couple weeks, just because I thought it was a nice change of pace. Like I said, it's hard to play this game for so long, especially with these smaller updates, and not just get a little bit bored from time to time. You're playing the same activities over and over, and I think mixing up without taking it too seriously is a nice change. Verdant Forest, again, I thought was fine. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just fine. But it could have been better. Could have been better for sure. However, that being said, I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time and energy on an event that's literally going to last 3 weeks. So I get why it wasn't better and why it could still use some improvement. I do think from the Haunted Forest it was a little bit better. But once you kind of figured out how to do it without really having to get that deep to fight the bosses and kill the bosses, that's where it kind of fell a little bit flat. But again, it's not the worst. It's just not something that's going to keep your interest for 3 full weeks, and that's fine. Again, I don't want them spending all of their time and effort on something that's not going to be around for the entirety of the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they were to introduce something like the Verdant Forest and keep it around a true horde mode, I think that can be improved upon, but it's hard to have activities for such a limited time frame and then have them go away and really make them worthwhile just because of the nature. Unless you're going to have something like Iron Banner that repeats itself over and over. Other things, again, I think Iron Banner could have been improved for sure, without using it, without using the tonics, especially going for some of the various triumphs that just seem very difficult when you're just facing constant grenade spam. I can understand why that'd be difficult for a lot of people. Other than that, Arbalist, I think, is a great addition to the library. Great addition. I really enjoyed it. I'm using it right now, and I have a lot of fun with it. Not always hitting my shots, but it's a good gun. I think it's a good gun to mix with some weapons that I might not. I could use it with Luna's Howl. I could use it with Recluse as I'm doing now. I can pair it with a lot of things, and that's what I like. I like versatile weapons. I'll whiff that shot. But yeah, overall, that's how I feel about the Arbalist. I think it's definitely a gun that I'll be using a lot going forward, whether it's in PvP or PvE. And I think that's a nice addition. It's always nice to have something, whether it's catalysts, whether it's new exotics, something to chase within an event that's going to really make the event feel worthwhile to grind. And that's what was kind of missing beyond just the Arbalist. And that's one of the major downsides I had. I really thought they could have done more with, for example, the ornaments. The ornaments were a great idea. I thought the armor wasn't great. Some of it was a bit clunky within the Revelry this year, but the ornaments were really what kind of stood apart from a lot of things. And unfortunately, they're only around for 3 weeks, and that's really a shame because they look really cool. There's something unique in the game right now. We don't have ornaments elsewhere, and it could have been something that you grind for maybe over the course of the entire 3 weeks, but you get to keep on your character for a long time. And I think that's really what's missing, why this event wasn't the success it possibly could have been. Had they made those ornaments available all the time, this would have been a great success of an event, in my personal opinion. You would have had the Arbalist, you would have had that, you would have had the fun PvE activities. I think it would have been almost not perfect, but it would have been great. As it is, I thought it was a good event. Nope, that was a bad idea. I thought it was a good event that could definitely use some improvement. Hopefully Bungie's listening and they really take to heart what the community, the feedback. There's a lot of soul within the community, especially during these downtimes when there's not a lot of new activities, especially this season because there was no new raid. But I think having events like this was important, and they really could have done a better job on certain things, but I still think overall it was not a bad event. It was nothing terrible. Hopefully once they improve this going forward, if they can learn from it, then I think it'll be in a good shape for events in the future. Hopefully we see the Revelry again next year, and I would really like to I got taken down there. Yeah, see it come back and improved upon for sure, because I think it does have quite a bit of potential. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thanks as always for stopping by. Drop me a like, a sub if you get a chance. But I'm Joe Writes. You guys have a wonderful day.